Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. So this video will cover about lab safety for EBP 11C. Alright, so for laboratory safety and guidelines, there will be four parts. Okay, the first part is about general lab safety rules. Second part about personal protective equipment. The third part is no emergency procedures, and 4 is report accident. So these are the guideline or safety that you need to know when you do your experiment. Okay, so for general lab safety rules, so you just need to make sure that you read all the fire alarm and safety sign and follow the instruction in the event of accident. So if there is accident, you need to follow instruction where to go, and you need to know where is the fire alarm and also the safety line. And make sure you know the lab safety equipment, for example like first aid kit, fire extinguisher, eye wash station and safety showers, because in case of emergency you know where to get this thing. And there is a case of fire drill, so make sure before you went to the assembly area, please turn off all the electrical equipment. Okay, and also make sure that you always work in properly ventilated areas, and you cannot chew gum, drink or eat while working in the lab. Okay, and each time you use glassware, be sure to check it before chips or cracks. So do not use glassware that already cracked. So notify your lab supervisor or your lab technician that this glassware is already damaged, so that they can dispose it properly. Okay, so in the case of instrument or piece of equipment, okay, so in the case of instrument or equipment fail during use, or it cannot operate properly, so you need, for the first thing you need to know is report the issue to the technician right away. Okay, do not try to repair the equipment by your own. Okay, and number 8, never smell or taste chemicals. Okay, please do not smell or taste the chemicals. Number 9, in the event of chemical splashing, so if there is a chemical splashing into your eye or your skin, immediately flush the affected area with running water for at least 20 minutes. Alright, and lastly, if you have been injured, okay, yell out, okay, or scream out immediately as loud as you can to ensure you get help needed. Alright, okay, so these are example or pictures of some of the lab safety equipment. So this is the symbol, or you can, if you see this, so you need to know this is a first aid kit. So this is a symbol for fire exit, this is fire extinguisher. Okay, so this is the real fire extinguisher in the lab. This is for shower, or if you have a chemical splash onto your body, so you need to use this shower that will give you clean water, okay, throughout your body. So this is the chamber. Okay, so make sure that you do all the experiment that use chemicals, okay, inside this. Okay, next we go to personal protective equipment. Okay, so for personal protection and the dress, okay, first thing, okay, if you didn't wear hijab, so always make sure that you tie your back hair, okay, and it's a chin length, okay, over here, or a little bit longer here. Okay, make sure that a loose clothing or dangling jewelry is secured, or avoid wearing it in the first place. So I think you don't have to wear your jewelry during the lab, you just can keep it. Okay, and then later on, after finish lab, you can wear it again. Never wear sandals. Okay, you always need to wear shoes that cover your foot. Okay, never wear short and skirts. When you are working with hazardous material, glassware or heat or chemicals, always wear face shields or safety glasses. And when you are handling any toxic or hazardous agent, always wear the appropriate gloves. Okay, For example, there are gloves for when you're handling a hot material. There are different gloves, and there are different gloves for when you're handling chemicals. Okay, when you're performing laboratory experiment, you need to always wear lab coat. Alright, so lab coat is a must. After you performing an experiment, make sure that you always wash your hand with soap and water. Right. So these are the symbol for some of the personal protective equipment. So if you see this one, this is for the safety helmets. Okay, so there are some places that you need to wear safety helmets. This is a symbol for our eye protection, shoes, glove, ear protection, face mask or face shield. Okay, and this is the symbol for the fire blanket in case there is a fire. Alright, dress code, do and don'ts. Okay, so these are the example that you need to tie your hair like this. Okay, for this one, cannot wear jewelry. This one also cannot. This one you need to wear glove. This one please don't. This is a do. Right. Okay. The third one is you need to know where your emergency procedure in case of anything happen. So these are the symbols that you need to see and observe in the lab. Okay. For example, do not panic, press the alarm button. So for example, if something happen, for example, stuck in the equipment or something, do not panic, press the alarm button, so the help will come as soon as possible. Alright, so if there is a fire, if possible, call the fire brigade. Okay, and next you need to leave the building by the nearest emergency. Okay, do not bring your belonging, just leave it there. Do not leave the use the lift, use the stairway. It's okay, we don't have a lift, so just use the stairway, and then report to your assembly point soon. Okay, so you cannot, in this case, in a fire emergency, you cannot return to the building until authorized to do so. Okay, and at the assembly point you need to follow the instruction. Okay, in case of emergency, so these are the emergency procedures. Please bear in mind, please remember, in case of emergency you need to stop all the experiment. Okay, but before you leave the experiment, you need to turn off the electrical equipment, and then you need to report the nature and location of the emergency to the authorities. Okay, and if there are injured people, do not try to move the injured people, wait for help. Okay, and if there is a severe bleeding, to one of your friends, apply pressure, and do not try to treat a cut by yourself. All right. And lastly, remember, safety is always first. And wherever you are at lab, always promote safety awareness and encourage safe work practices in the lab. Means that if you see one of your friend didn't practice the safety, you need to remind them that safety is always come first. Ask them to wear glove, ask them to wear shoes, ask them to wear the lab coat. Alright, so I think that's all for safety briefing. Thank you very much.